in the right one. So, welcome.
Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to the session. As you can tell, it's going to be fun and engaging. It's going to be a little different. This is not going to be a sit and get. We're going to have some good conversation. We're going to have some good dialogue. Hopefully, give you something you can take back to whatever you do in your spaces. And we're going to be loud, so we're going to probably upset some folks next to us. And hey, that's all good. They should have signed up for this session. It's their fault, right? Can you hear me okay in the back on this streaming thing? Hello, people in the world. Didn't know you were going to be here, but welcome to the space as well. All right, you ready? You ready? Okay, here we go. Here we go. And Nicole, I'm sorry we broke all the rules. We broke all the rules. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Leave it to me not know how to fix something when I do something. I don't know. I know she's really professional. She's somebody. All right. I'm going to fix it later to do the intro. Okay. So I get the pleasure of introducing Dr. Erica L. Bumpers. She comes with her own theme music, right? All right. Dr. Bumpers is a visionary educator, field researcher, and strategic innovator with over 2 decades of experience transforming educational systems and advancing equity in marginalized communities. As the Research Development Associate of the St. Louis Confluence Collaborative for Community Engagement at WashU in St. Louis, she leads cutting-edge research innovations that bridge data policy and practice to improve life outcomes for youth, particularly those in high-poverty contexts. With a career rooted in community engagement and academic excellence, Dr. Bumpers has held leadership roles across higher education, K-12 systems, and nonprofit organizations. Her expertise includes developing culturally responsive teaching frameworks, evaluating life coaching programs, and implementing systemic solutions that address the root causes of educational disparities. Dr. Bumpers holds a PhD in educational administration from Illinois State University and remains a passionate advocate for liberating education, inclusive leadership, and community-centered research that drives meaningful change. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome St. Louis's own Dr. Erica L. Bumpers.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. You ready? All right, I would like to introduce to you a dynamic person that I had the pleasure of meeting about 2 years ago. So, Brent Mitchell, I'm going to just say this unapologetically. He is not from St. Louis, okay? However, but he is an accomplished K-12 executive leader with more than 25 years of experience advancing equity, achievement, and organizational health in public and charter schools. He is a Little Rock native. We're sorry that you're not from St. Louis. He is from a family of educators. He has devoted his career to creating equitable and innovative learning environments for all students. In 2023, he joined Ferguson Florissant School District as Chief of Staff. He most recently served as the acting superintendent, overseeing about 10,000 students across 23 campuses before relocating back to Texas. With certifications as a superintendent and a principal in Missouri, Arkansas, and Texas, Mr. Mitchell is well-versed in the complexities of educational leadership. He is currently working on his PhD in education administration at Liberty University with a anticipated graduation 2026. So let's welcome Mr. Brent Mitchell back to St. Louis. Almost. So as we said, this is going to be something that's going to be really engaging. It's going to be very transparent, and we're going to be real. And we want you to have fun. We want you to take what you've learned today, take it back to your prospective work areas, and just have fun with it. So as we begin.
All right, let's get it. All right, here we go. So change the big room, big space. We're going to say small room, small space. All right. So we have to have norms. We got about 90 minutes to engage with you all, so we want to make sure we do it the right way and make sure you take something from this session. Make sure that your feedback helps us to improve this practice. But who's in the room? Like, who do we have in the room? And I know that For the streamers, I have to say who you are. So just kind of give me, just popcorn out who we have in the room, and I'll report out to the streamers, and then we'll be good to go. So who's here? We got principals, teachers. This is the part when y'all say something back to me. All right, here we go. Adjunct professors, okay. Community partners, community engagement, okay. School leaders, all right. Community partners. Oh yeah. Oh, we finna get down up in here. Student. Oh man, my favorite part of the day. All right, guys. Perfect. So we got a little bit of everything in here. So as we talk about that, the room is so small. How do you guys want to handle sidebar conversations? Right? Do you want to give somebody like the shut the heck up look? Because the teacher look. You want to or you just want to just hope that we'll all be professional in the environment. Talk to them. What's the goal for today? I see heads nodding. Chelsea's nodding her head. I can see her name tags. Oh, building leader. Aim for professional. All right. That's what we're going to do. So then with that, are we in a safe space? I'm not from St. Louis anymore, so I can say whatever I want to say, get my butt back on this Southwest Airlines plane in the morning, and I'm back in Texas, and I brought the Texas heat with me today. I'm sweating through this jacket. It's going to be a great day, but this is a Vegas Rules conversation, right? I'm not going to go back and say, oh, my God, Leadership Partnership, I met Michelle. Let me tell you what she said about y'all in our conference, all right? We're not doing that. It's a safe space. We're going to have some real colorful conversation, all right? Retaining Black educators. When you saw it, you said, oh, I'm building leader. Oh, I got to go to this session, right? And so Vegas Rules, safe space, that's our norms. If you disagree with the norms, I will allow you to slide the door, and we'll have the camera pan at me so they won't see you walk out. We good? Okay. And then when you have our turning talks, how do we come back together? Like, I need a St. Louis thing to say. What do y'all say in St. Louis? Let's go Blues. Oh, I know. I got it, because I've been here 3 years now. When I say what high school you went to, you say your high school, then we come back together. All right, let's practice, let's model it. You ready? And I said it like y'all said it, so I know I'm working on my PhD, but I'm in the loo. All right. What high school you went to? You from New York? Bless your heart. You burning up, pro brother. They got. All right. So when we say what high school you went to, you shout your high school, and then we come back as a group. All right. We'll do it one more time to make sure we know what we got going on. What high school you went to? North Little Rock. Yeah. All right, we ready to rock and roll? Let's get it. So the objectives for this session, all right, we hope that you leave here understanding the impact of leadership on Black educator retention. We hope that you explore interactive strategies for mentorship, affinity groups, and professional development. We hope that you analyze equality versus equity. I can't wait to get to that slide. And then we hope you commit to actionable change, right? We want you to leave here today and say on Monday morning, I'm coming through that door and I'm doing this because I saw this great session at the Equity Institute, all right? Woo, here we go. What is this? What is this? A stud finder, all right? All these leaders and professionals, you go to these job fairs and you just hope to just hit on the right person that's going to change the culture in your building or your school or your organization, and you just can't seem to find it. This darn stud finder, if it wasn't streaming, I would cuss. This stud finder just is not working. You just go places and you hope to hit on that right person that's going to be with you your entire career, and they're going to always solve your problems, and you just can't seem to find the person. And you paid a lot of money for this stud finder because it's supposed to be able to find the strongest part of your wall for you to anchor something into. It's supposed to be able to find that one person that when you have that day, you can go to and say, girl, if Dr. Bumpers come to class one more time late, and I got to watch her class, she walk in with her polo outfit on, them fancy Cohan shoes, I'm going to go crazy. Don't look behind me, just stay focused. But the stud finder is not a reality in our profession, right? Like, there's no magic bean. We don't go to job fairs and be like, oh, she's gonna be great, I'm gonna hire her. We have no idea, all right? You have to cultivate people. You have to build relationships. And then through all of that, hopefully, you're able to retain. Or you might get lucky. You might grow somebody who ends up being so good they be the next you or bigger than you, etc. That's the goal. Or you have students who one day are in your presentations, or one day are your teachers in your classrooms, or one day may even be your boss. Like it's so amazing. I'm older now. I used to be so skinny and with a head full of hair. Right. You got a question? What you got talking about?
I have a question. So you just asked the question, how do I find black educators, right? So when I find them, how do I treat them? Do I treat them as if, hey, you just fit in with everybody else? What's the welcome like? Do I mentor? Do I help train you to be the best educator that you can be? Because I can find any educator, but are they here for our children? Or are they going to provide a quality education? And how do I begin to retain these black educators that I find? Because I want you to feel that you are the special one when I hire you. Not just, I found you and now I'm going to just give you to the dogs. You got to find your own way. I'm just asking.
Okay, so wait, because I'm processing what you're saying. So you're saying that I didn't have a stud finder. I found this person of color, right? And this person's gonna come to my school, and hey, I did my part on my culture and climate survey. Y'all said we didn't have no diversity. I hired 3 black folk. I'm good, right? All right, I checked the box. Oh, it's gonna be a good session today. I checked the box, but St. Louis. I don't live here anymore. I can say it. How do you find black educators, right? It's more than just going to a HBCU job fair. Whew. Yeah, I heard too. I feel it. It's more than just saying, hey, we're offering a $5,000 signing bonus if you come teach at our school. It's more than just saying, hey, do you have any friends like you? Because you don't want to say black friends. You mess around and be on social media be on, what is it, Kate? Voice of the people? What y'all call it here? Voice of the people? Mess around and be on VOTP. Do you have any friends that look like you? But the thing about it is, though, there's so many ways to find that. But are we overlooking black educators too, right? Because some of us are older, right? Some of us see these kids with these, what you call it, 2-strand twist thing, the little twisted things in their hair, and they got tattoos all up and down their arms, and you like, nah, they can't work here. This little dude. Ooh, yeah. Hey, streamers, how y'all doing? All right, this Parkway, they can't come to Parkway with no dang on tattoos on their arms and necks and stuff. And that boy might have went to Harvard or Columbia, and might have the highest test scores in the district, and you scared to hire that person because they don't look like your little pretty Laduians. All right, okay. I'm gonna go to the next slide. I feel the tension. All right. Woo! Dr. Bumpus.
All right. So equity is not a nice to have, it's a leadership imperative. Think about this for a second. Think about equity and really think, everybody close your eyes for a second and really think about what equity means. Just think. Okay, now open. Now, how many of you all have heard of Jonathan Kozar? Okay, 2 people. All right. Did you read his book, Savage Inequalities? Okay. So, how many people know about East St. Louis? You've heard the reputation of the school districts and so forth. So Jonathan Kozar, he conducted a study that looked at school districts. He looked at East St. Louis, Chicago, Camden, New Jersey, and New York. So let me make it make sense to you for everyone that's here in St. Louis. Let's look at St. Louis Public Schools. Thank you. Let's look at Ladue. We're familiar with these schools, right? Okay. Let's look at Clayton. And let's look at St. Charles. All of these schools have what? Let's compare. Let's compare St. Louis Public to Ladue. Anybody? What's different? Resources. What else?
Facility.
All right, what else? What else? What else? Ooh, that's a good one, yes. All of these are correct. Well, no, we're talking about the color of your skin. Yes, the color of your skin. So now we think about these resources, the disparities, but we're talking about equity, right? So in my head, to make it make sense, when we talk about Jonathan Kozar and savage inequalities, what he's saying is that with these inequalities that exist, how do our students, regardless of race, regardless of class, have an equal opportunity? So let me make it make sense to you. Everybody understands what student PPE, student expenditures are? Do you know what that is? What that is the state provides a certain amount for each student in the school district that attends their school. Okay? So let me make it make sense for you. Got my little cheat card because I want to ensure that I am, there you go, thank you, that I'm not making this up. So, when we think about St. Louis public schools, there are approximately 18,000 students that attend the school district. Does anybody know how much they spend on a student per year? $8,500, approximately, okay? Now we get to Ladue. Ladue spends $12,000 per student, okay? They got 4,200. Okay. There we go. St. Charles spends $13,000 on each student with 4,400 students. Let that sink in for a second. How are we providing equity to all of our students? And guess what? We don't spend the same amount on students per year. So how do these students, specifically our students of color, have a chance to be successful academically? But then we talk about equity and we talk about retaining black teachers. There's been many times that I have attended conferences in Missouri for all educators. And one thing that I don't see are people of color that look like me. My question that I ask is, where are the black teachers? Where are the black educators? Because as you said, many of these school districts have reputations. Good, bad, in between. How do I decipher what type of education my child is going to receive by an educator who looks like me? When we talk about equity, it's not a nice to have, it's a leadership imperative. How does he stand out to you? Because I can't afford to live in Ladue. But guess what? I can afford to live in St. Louis Public, so that means because of my socioeconomic status, I'm unable to provide my child a quality education with a quality leader because I don't live in this district. But we talk about equity, we talk about students being able to have equality in education. So how do we provide for all, but more importantly, we're talking about equity. So Mr. Mitchell, you made an example earlier. Okay, go ahead, talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, you was getting so good. I was about to sit down and just. Okay, so all right, let's see. I don't know, young man. Tell me your favorite sports team. Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champions. So watch this. The four of us all going to the Eagles game. We're going to the Eagles game, right? We got a link that said, hey, click here for this front row 50-yard line ticket for us four. Bet we're going to see the Eagles. You click your link, your ticket was $300. You click your link, your ticket was $400. You click your link, your ticket was $500. I click my link, my ticket was $3,000. Now I'm going to the same game to watch the same team, and I didn't pay more than all three of y'all put together. But I'm supposed to have the same experience. Woo! Wait. So I'll flip it. I heard you say earlier that we couldn't afford to live in Ladue. Well, guess what? We just won the lottery. What's the little guy named Tyler? What's his name with our tattoo, whatever his name is? We on a little show, my little $1 million house, right? We all won $10 million. They said, hey, we got 4 houses in Ladue y'all can buy. They all look the same now. They all got the same, because, you can't build a court. You just got to look a certain way, right? So we all got the same carpet, same builder, same driveway, same pool in the backyard. Our houses are all the same. We all got the same $10 million, right? Your house cost $1 million. Good for you. Congratulations. Your house. Now, we bought them on the same day. Same title company, same broker. The only thing, matter of fact, we all signed at the same time, right? All of a sudden, your house cost $2 million. All right? Your house was $5 million. Now, my ignorant butt spent the whole $10 million on my house. Now, resources, I no longer have those for my home. Facilities, you still got $9 million to put towards your facilities. You still got 8. You still got 5. I got nothing. So when we talk about equity, yeah, we all got the same thing. We all got the same thing, but is it equal? If I could curse, y'all could read my mind. Because I'm from the South, we cuss a lot. I'm sorry, but that's what we mean when it's not just nice to have. It's great to have equity. Yeah, we can all go to conferences all day long and talk about the stuff that we all have and share. But is it equal? Hockey now. Just replace hockey with another H word. All right, I gotta move. Let's come on. We go to the next Take out your phones and scan that QR code for me. Nicole is going to be mad at us because we cheated the technology code. I'm sorry. But we want you to scan that QR code and then give us the emoji that best describes how Black educators feel in your district and or organization, school, however you want to modify that is fine. But that should scan for you. If not, we'll blame it on the lady with the polo suit and the Kohans. That's not equitable. That's right. What emoji best describes how Black educators feel in your district? And turn your name tag over so folks can't look at your name tag when they see your emoji and be like, ooh, they feel some type of way about Ladue. I better quit saying Ladue. I might mess around, come back and work there one day. Let me be quiet. Let me pick another district. Let's say, we streaming. Hey, y'all. All right, let's see what we get. What emoji best describes how Black educators feel in your district? Ooh, look at this. Interactive Padlet. Free one. Padlet is free if you ever want to use it. Go to Padlet, get you a little QR code for free. All right, let's see. I see, and it doesn't give people's real names unless they choose to. So Chelsea is bold, right? Chelsea kind of has the sad face. I see like a snowman looking guy. I see somebody melt. I see a lot of people melting. I see more sad faces. I see kind of I see the, ooh, Lord face, right? What they say? They say, ooh, child in St. Louis. Ooh, child. That's how folks feel in your district, right? Now, I could flip that. I could have said, tell me how you feel in your district. Some of the emojis would have been different because school starts like next week for people. But some of y'all can't wait. Got your classrooms all bright and colorful, and you got your little Amazon Marketplace carts, and all your friends are putting stuff in your cart for your classroom, and you got your little board on the wall, and got the little kids' names and everything. Some of y'all fired up, ready to go. We got a great kind panther Came in on the clutch. Some of y'all feel, some of the black educators in the industry feel great, all right? But some of them melting, some of them that's the face right there. Some of them going like, and some of them saying, ooh, child. And I don't really know what this thing is here. I don't know if it's like scrubbing bubbles. I don't know what's going on with that. But if I felt that way, I don't know how to feel about feeling that way. Right? But the goal of this is just to have some interaction so you guys can just kind of get your mind in a certain space about today's expectations. Because some of you are mindful, you got to switch it back to that one. All right. And so, thank y'all for participating. I appreciate it. All right. Stand up on your feet. Everybody stand up. We're going to modify this. Cameraman, turn this way. There you go. Turn this way. Y'all got to participate too, so y'all come on. All right. We're going to demonstrate. All right. Just you first. You be my guinea pig. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to ask you a true or false question. If it's true, step forward. If it's false, step backwards. Okay. We're currently in UMSL. Not y'all just watching. I love how interactive y'all are though. Okay. You are from St. Louis. Threw y'all off on that one, didn't you? Your favorite stores all sell expensive clothing. Okay, y'all got it? Okay. So I'm going to read a statement to you all. If that statement is true, step forward. If it's false, step back. Don't step on nobody though, all right? These folks got some nice shoes on. He gonna get St. Louis will fight you about their shoes. All right, here we go. Ooh, I can't see that far. Black teacher burnout. Black teacher burnout is higher than white teacher burnout. Take many steps, forwards or backwards. All right. 60% of black teachers cite leadership as the key reason for leaving. Ooh-wee, somebody just left. Black teachers make up 7% of the U.S. teaching force. Key word is black teachers, not black males, so don't get caught up in the trick question. All right. In 2022, the turnover rate for black teachers reached 22%. All right. Black students who have at least one black teacher are more likely to graduate high school and consider college. Okay? Stay where you are. Stay where you are. If we, just by a show of hands, how many people took more forward steps than backward steps? Interesting. You just spent around the circle. You don't know what you did. How many people took about the same amount of steps by a show of hands? Took about the same amount of steps. You took did a little step up, a little step back. You slid to the right, slid to the left, and slide. Okay. Where them fans at? I need a fan right now because it's hot today in St. Louis. Okay. Bless you real good. Bless you real good. So, oh, I want to go there. What time? Oh, we got time. I can go there. Okay. Okay. Who took a step forward for, I'm going to do an easy one. Who took a step forward for 60% of teachers cite leadership as the key reason for leaving? Yeah, you took like cha-cha slide. Wow.
Well, I'm a literacy coordinator and former. Huh? Yeah, I won't. I'm a former educator too in early childhood, and I know just from experience. And also, currently I work outside of the classroom, but up until 2024, I worked inside of the classroom in many different settings, in daycare, in preschool, and public school, and things like that in Louisiana and in Missouri, and I just understand the perspective, so kind of well-versed in that.
How many people took a step back for something? What did you take a step back on?
I took a step back on teachers being only 7% of the teaching force, but that was anecdotal because I grew up in Gary, Indiana, and all my teachers were black.
Little Rock, Arkansas, and we'll talk about that. Okay. Good feedback. Okay. All right. So, y'all go ahead and sit down. So, Dr. Bumpers told you that I am pursuing my PhD, and my topic is about teacher retention, right? All right. If I were to say, people don't leave jobs, they leave people. See the amens? Okay. So, people don't leave jobs, they leave people. So if I were to tell you that the next slide for these true or false question survey says,
how many believe that most of these are true? How many think that they are false? It's okay, come on. Yes, safe space. All facts. How does this sink in? I don't want to mess it up.
wait, because I want to make sure the streamers hear you. Only 7% of the teaching population are black. So one thing you got to think about, we'll use Missouri as an example, right? Once you leave North County and Kansas City, ain't a lot of soul patrol. It's all rural. When I first got here and I would go on my little field trips, and they would say, okay, now, hey, when you get to so-and-so, when it get dark, turn your little butt around, come on back to North County. All right? Yes, ma'am. Come on, you got it. Definition. Oh, teachers, public school educators, charter school teachers, classroom teachers, just teaching force. So those who are classified as a teacher based on their scale, certification, perfect answer. Right. But when you look at Missouri, once you lead the pro football and baseball teams, it's a this way to bring it home. So I drove a U-Haul truck 13 hours back to Texas. All right. I'm driving this U-Haul truck, and when I get to certain areas toward Texas, I don't want to offend nobody. I'm not going to say Joplin and Springfield because I don't know if y'all from there or not. Right? I started saying, whew, I'm getting tired. I need to stop. So I call Erica because I got my little St. Louis accent now. I said, hey, I'm tired. I'm finna stop in Joplin. She said, you's a lie. Boy, you better cross over to Oklahoma. I said, what about Springfield? She said, did you hear me say cross over to Oklahoma? So I just stopped, right? Because I'm adventurous. I'm from Arkansas. I stopped and I go in this restaurant. I won't tell y'all, but they have amazing rolls and they're known for their steaks. Okay. I go to this restaurant, I walk in, and I say, damn, I should have went to Oklahoma. It wasn't a single person cooking, working, serving, eating that looked like my big black tail in this U-Haul truck at 9 o'clock at night. So I would say that that 7% might be too high. Because, if you think about, God, I want to go there. Okay.
So this is public education. When we talk about higher ed, because we do have some people in higher ed, it's probably even lower than this. As I told you before, attending conferences in Missouri, out of about 300 people, maybe 5 people of color. And I mean that seriously. Let's think about that for a second. I want to be a black educator, but I don't see anybody that looks like me. So why would I want to be an educator? There's no representation of anybody that I can relate to. That would be my biggest argument in higher education, is that nobody looks like me. So in the previous slide, we asked, how do we find Black educators? My question would be, well, why would a person want to come to this institution when there is nobody that looks like them? Imagine how that child goes to school and don't nobody looks or resembles them. How do they fit in? See, I'm looking at all perspectives, from the principal to the teacher to the student. And when I'm thinking about nobody looks like me, when I think about my college experience, I'm like, When I think about my K-12 experience, I'm like, I was blessed. I was very fortunate to have Black teachers. But then when I got to higher ed, it was very different. In my doctoral program, I did not have one Black professor. Not one. Think about that. And when I think about 7% of Black teachers make up the teaching force, what's happening? How many of you all have heard of Vanessa Siddle Walker? I knew you would, Dr. Grace. Warren Grace, I'm sorry. So, back in the day, as a community, remember, we couldn't, as a Black person, you were not able to learn to read or to write, right? So Siddle Walker talks about how in this community, they did whatever they had to do to ensure that students would receive a quality education, although there were many disparities, lack of resources, and so forth. You know the story. And so what she did was, or researched these particular communities, and in these communities, everybody pitched in to ensure that students would receive a quality education. Mr. Mitchell, you had a truck that could take the students and transport them back and forth. You had some books that you found. And guess what? We did whatever we had to do to ensure that these students would receive a quality education, because we already knew the inequities that existed within our communities. So when we talk about Black teachers make up 7%, what are we doing? What's happening? We have to go back to history to really understand why this exists. I didn't have a lot of Black teachers growing up, but I did have some.
All right, so I know we gonna need soapbox. We gotta move. So that's just some data and where we pulled it from to make our statements make sense. So turnover rate was 22% versus 15% for our white peers. That came out of Forbes. All right, 59%. So I rounded up. Forgive me. I rounded up, but Black teachers reported burnout symptoms. Right, 5 points higher than the whites, which is also alarming because that means a lot of teachers are burnt out. Right, that's a whole different presentation for a different summit. 7% and Black kids make up about 15% of enrollment. So shout out to Henry Nesby. Right, and you just made something hit home for me. I look at this picture, and this is me. I don't know why I'm crooked. Right. Well, I look at this picture, and this was our 6th grade teacher, all right, in Arkansas. So, you know, Arkansas was Southern, and I didn't have my first Black teacher until I got to the 6th grade. And guess what? I went to school with all these Black folks from kindergarten to 6th grade, all right? And we got our first Black teacher. And I'm going to tell you why, because now that I'm on the other side, I'm going to tell you why we got our teacher. Because of him, Keith Adams, Brent Mitchell, John Preston, Andre Hines, and Jason Gillespie. We was bad as hell in school. Right? And we got our first black teacher. And we specifically got him because we was bad as hell in school. Okay? And when we got this man probably saved my life. All jokes aside. I got this man, and I still talk to him like he just retired a couple years ago. But you can tell this is probably 1988. Right? This brother curl fly. Right? He dressed to the nines, starched like Archie. He had a Camaro. He was cool. And it made me go, dang, it's cool to be smart. Like, I spent a lot of time in the black assistant principal's office when I was at this school. I spent a lot of time at home with my parent when I was in school because I was, God got a sense of humor. I'm getting it all back, right? So if it had not been for this man, as I think about high school, I had a black coach. That was it. No black teachers, right? I was blessed to go to HBCU, which totally changed my whole mindset on what education looks like in my community. But if it wasn't for this man, because in my mind, I was going to the National Football League. I was going to rap. I was going to be a neighborhood pharmaceutical investment agent. Yeah. Some of y'all going to get that when y'all get in the car. I was going to be a neighborhood pharmaceutical investment agent because I grew up in a community where those people were highly successful, right? And those people, when we didn't have shoes or turkeys, those neighborhood pharmaceutical investment agents kind of took care of our community. So, shout out to Henry Nesby. I'm going to send him this screenshot today on Facebook, make him cry. Just some more data because I am in school. I am a nerd. But it just talks about those black kids that came from Carver Thomas are more likely to graduate. That's true. Social, emotional, academic gains are all met by having diverse teacher teams. So not just black teachers, because you ain't got just black kids, right? Diversity is huge. We all love to go in a space where we can go, whew. You know how, watch this, my non-black folk. Do you know sometimes we go to conference, I'm going to give y'all a secret. We go to a conference, right? And we peek in the conference room, and we don't see no more black folks, and we go, Or we go in there and see a bunch of folks that like us. Oh, it's gonna be a good one right here. Let me come on in this thing, put my bags down, we'll sit right. So it's true, right? We appreciate the diversity, but sometimes it's good to see some folks that like us, especially in Missouri with these North County. And once you leave North County, you can't even get no Texas Roadhouse because don't nobody look like you. You where they gonna put something in your food? Come on to the next one. More data talks about where we pulled the data from the unsupported leadership, and we know that's true. That's probably really higher because some folks didn't even take a survey, right? Some folks didn't even answer the questions. The biggest thing I want to hit on here before we go back to Dr. Bumpers is invisible labor. Anybody know what that means? I bet you know. I bet you know what invisible labor is. Invisible labor is that the black male traditionally is expected to do all the black male discipline. He's expected to be the culture expert. Like, I remember having folks say, hey, I don't know why these boys all want to have their hair twisted up and ponytail. What's going on with that, Brent? He's also expected to be just the head authority on blackness. All right? So that yoke is so unbearable that some people, prime example me, will leave places that aren't really culturally diverse and seek it out. Even if it's culturally diverse, I'm not interested in invisible labor. I get sick. Ooh, I almost cussed again. Lord, put a watch off my mouth. I get so intrigued is a better word when I go to a school. And give you another free secret. I always wear expensive tennis shoes when I go to a school. You know why? Because all the black kids are going to say, oh, gee, I like them kicks, dog. What you working? That gets me automatic conversations with kids coming through the door. I'm not some old stuck-up, well-dressed guy. I got the little old fancy Johnson Murphy shoes. I could wear that mess too. Hurt just people, I could wear it. But I come in the building and I immediately am able to talk to kids and give real dialogue. Like I can say, hey, talk to me about Mr. Cole. Oh, Mr. Cole, cool, man. He cool. Talk to me about Miss So-and-so. When Kendrick Lamar dropped They Not Like Us, that's a great way to have conversations with kids because they're going to tell you who they like and who they don't like. True story, a lot to them. True story is I grew up poor and we ain't never had no nice stuff. So I said to myself, Self, when you get some money, I'm buying every retro Jordan that my mama could not afford to buy me. True story that most, I'm going to give y'all another culture thing. Like, how many people have heard people say, well, I don't know why you don't have school supplies. You got those nice shoes on. Oh, real session. You know why? You know why? Because I'm going to say because your community may be different. You're from St. Louis. I'm from Arkansas. In my community, when my mama finally got some money, when that check finally cleared or when somebody gave us some extra money, I finally got the shoes that all the other kids got before school started. And then you wonder why black kids want to fight when somebody step on their shoe. I just got these shoes. And you done stepped on my shoes that I done waited for a whole year, that I ain't finna get no more shoes for a whole year, and now my brand new shoes got scratched. We finna box. Yes. It's a free one. All right? So don't let people say, I don't know why they got essentials hoodies and they don't have school supplies. I don't know why y'all got $18,000 per kid and ain't gave these kids no school supplies in the first place. Yeah. Woo! That's why I left St. Louis. Okay, go on to the next one. Woo! Woo, woo. You gotta have a doctor for this conversation.
Or you breaking barriers. Think about it. Are you really breaking barriers? So, lack of mentorship. Wait. So when we think about barriers, I'm going to start and I'm going to stop because I can go no further. I'm stuck, meaning that I want to get to the other side, but I'm stuck because got something blocking me. When we talk about mentorship, how many of you all have mentors? Or they mentoring, or they just being your friend? Think about it. Are they helping you to get to the next level? Or they just being your friend? Hi, girl. What's up? How you doing? Oh, how was work? Oh, okay, it was good. But am I helping you to get to that next level for career advancement? True story. Met a young man who's been a teacher for, just say about 12, 15 years. He says, I've been trying to get with someone who's going to mentor me. And every time I get with someone, they'll tell me, you got to do this, you got to do that. But I'm still stuck. I can't advance to being an assistant principal or being a principal because I'm stuck with this barrier. He says, and I really don't know what else to do because every time I get with someone, they seem like they have my best interest, but I'm stuck. I can't move. I can't get to that next level. And I said, well, maybe your mentor is not really mentoring you because a lot of times we say that we want the best for you, but do we really? And so I said, well, you have to strategize and network with the right people. Because sometimes when we looking for that mentorship and we're looking for that career advancement, see, I don't want to stay in a position and just be in that position. I want to move up, right? True story. So my job ended, okay? Real talk, recently. And there was an opportunity for another position. And I felt like I was going backwards instead of going forward because my title changed, everything changed. And I'm thinking, this can't be because I'm not advancing in my career. I got a PhD. I got all this experience, but I'm stuck. There's a barrier. But then I had to look at the bright side and look at the opportunities of what my mentor was trying to do for me, to say, hey, it's okay. You're not going backwards, you're really going forward, because now you're learning a whole new set of skills that otherwise you wouldn't. It's changing that mindset. We talk about emotional labor of being the only one. How many of you have been the only one in your situation? Woo! The only person. When I was in grad school, you know what people would ask me? Hey, what you gonna do? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I gonna do when I finish my PhD? The same thing you're gonna do, find a job, right? You're young, the only one. I'm like, so you're working on your PhD. I'm working on mine. Aren't we in here for the same thing, to help provide education, a quality one, to make a difference, to be impactful? But the only one in these spaces, how do you think, when we're trying to retain that black educator, they're only one? Because we want to make them the star in some cases, right? We want to make them seem like, hey, we're having issues with little Bobby. What do? Because guess what? We the same color. But when we talk about the only one, how does that make you feel? Systemic barriers, racial isolation, and a lack of peer community. You ever heard of that saying? Why do all the black kids sit in the cafeteria? So then, when we talk about the barriers, see, you went too far, but that's okay. We're going to get here. We got 18 minutes, okay. Okay. So, one thing, when we were working on this presentation, one thing that really stuck out, and as we began, and I remember teaching, and I couldn't relate to my students. And although I was black, and the school that I was teaching at was predominantly black, I couldn't relate. And I couldn't relate because I didn't grow up the way that they did. And I don't mean that in a negative way. What I'm saying is that education was seen as the key for success. And where I began to teach, education was not seen as the key to success. It was basically who could be the dumbest. The teachers didn't care. The principals didn't care. And so, as a person of color, I should be able to relate to my students, but I really could not, because our perspectives of education and life were so different. It was so different that I couldn't relate. But then I had to get to know my students and begin to have an understanding of who they were as people. And I began to spit knowledge into them. Like, hey, you are worthy. You are all of these things. Because although I'm black, that doesn't mean that I relate to every single black person or black student. Why am I to blame for students' achievement when they come to school 3 grade levels behind their white counterparts? Think about that for a second. I hear this all the time, right? 3rd graders, in some districts, it's about 79% of 3rd graders who are already below grade level. But I'm to blame because those test scores are not where they should be. So now I'm burnt out because my principal is saying to me, hey, do what you gotta do, but get those test scores up. Well, they're already 3 grade levels behind. What am I supposed to, come on now, let's be real. Because we're having these transparent conversations, right? And so when we think about what black educators are saying, take a minute. What are they saying? Anybody, what are they saying? besides citizens? What are they saying in the classroom? Anybody? Because we all say things.
Black educators I talk to are also feeling a lot of microaggressions and white supremacy from their white colleagues. So there's a lot of work we need to do with our white educators.
Speak it. Did you guys hear that? Microaggressions. Wow. So I'm saying things to you, but I'm saying them to you kind of in a way that, see, I don't want to say it, but you want to? Come on. You want to say it? Come on.
Your vice principal, because, you know, they needed to have somebody there. Yeah. They hadn't had one.
Look at that. Oh, you got somebody else here. You got somebody?
Yeah, I would just say that it is like I'm talking to you, but I don't give you the full respect. It's like, oh, this is my name. I'm going to totally disregard your name and assume the name that I'm going to give you.
That's a really good one. So the empty chair.
Wait. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good. Right. So I'm not gonna say Satanya. I'm gonna say Miss T. Yeah. Ooh, that made me feel some type of way right there. Okay. The empty chair. All right. We were gonna turn and talk for 2 minutes, but we don't have 2 minutes to turn and talk. So we're gonna just say, think out loud to when you see that chair. What comes to mind in terms of student equity? What comes to mind? Just say it. I'm gonna repeat it. Say it. Quality education. Woo. It involves heart for community and parental education. That's a whole other session. Right. Ooh, she in school too. So let me paraphrase what you said because they can't hear you on the stream. She said that there are a lot of parents who don't realize the power they have. Right. A lot of parents, and I'm gonna add to what you said. 2 schools. I did.
The VIC program, they call it VIC now. It used to be the DSEG program. The VIC program, $45,000 per student. Okay, so it's not. Okay, well, not all St. Louis public schools, but the ones that are participating in the VIC program, and Rockwood, Ladue, and Parkway is only doing elementary because they're done with their high school. If you are already not grandfathered in, they're not taking any more high school students. So they will take siblings on the strength that they're in the same household. Thank you. Okay, so there's incentive there. But that same incentive could have been right in our own communities had we had avocation for ourselves. But because of lack of education within the same parents of those students, for whatever reason, gives them zero resource and a lack of sense of agency because they don't know. They don't even know where to begin to say, I don't like this. They think that, the principal is the say-all, end-all. They think that the superintendent is the say-all, end-all. And that is an untruth. And unfortunately, we are going to continue to see seats that are empty, or we're going to see bottoms in seats just because they are coercing student population just for funding. The situation with your shoes is not even a problem anymore And I say that because these kids now, or the youth now, don't even wear designer. They wear Crocs, pajamas, and that is whether you're in a suburban school or you're in an inner city school. They have adopted their own way of getting along and inclusivity. So that is not the problem. The problem is the emphasis on education. The idea that education cannot bring them to their hopes and their dreams. Now it's like, well, because I am not a stellar student, I haven't excelled, I just want to be an Instagrammer, an influencer, because that requires my personality, but doesn't require a thought process. So it's just education all around. The inequities and the inequalities come from the lack of education, the lack of example.
Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Okay, we're going to move because I know we're running low on time. Come on, what you want to say? You sure? Okay. All right. This is your slide, so I'm going to give it to you.
So we're talking about equality and equity. Core idea, everyone gets the same resources, opportunity, or supports. Equity, everyone gets the right resources, opportunities, or supports based on need. The goal is sameness, fairness, and comparable outcomes. Education, all teachers attend the same 3-hour PD session regardless of experience or context. Novice teachers receive weekly coaching. Veterans get choice-based PD aligned to their goals, their growth goals. The visual metaphor, 3 students of different heights standing on identical crates to watch a game. Sure the child can't see. Each student stands on crate size to their height so all can see over the fence. When we talk about equality versus equity, equality treats everyone the same. Equity ensures everyone's success.
I love this. And have you seen, there's a newer version of it, or a different version, I don't know if it's newer, I made that up, and it takes the fence down. Yeah, I know, and that's the same, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Why don't we just not put the fence up? Right. Yeah, so it was that, and then the fence is down. I'm like, oh, I like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, we changed.
I'm going to go really, really fast because we got 7 minutes and 4 slides, I think. All right. Anybody know what an affinity group is? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So most people know what affinity groups. Okay, perfect. All right. So since you know that, I'll just say there's a need for that because it provides a safe space for honest dialogue, right? For like-minded people. It's not about all the black folks in one group. It's about folks who have the same mindset being in the same group. All right, so next one. So just some ways you can create affinity groups on your campuses or organizations. The one that I think hits hardest for me would be the unconference session. So the folks I led in a district knows my favorite saying is, I'm not gonna have no meeting to meet now. I'm telling you right now. If you call me to a meeting and y'all just gonna read off a agenda, baby, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna hug you real good, and I'm gonna leave. I ain't got time to meet. Give me something I can use. I'm too old to be going over a PLC agenda about how we gonna teach this. No, that ain't gonna work for me. Go. Same thing with that. Now I do like accountability partners. I have a great one that works at WashU, who holds me accountable, who says, hey, how much have you written today? I wrote a page. Yesterday you said we're gonna write 3 pages. So get off the phone and you're gonna call me back when you're done with your 3 pages. Matter of fact, you're going to send me your 3 pages, and I'm going to send it back to you for you to correct before you turn in your paper. All right? I can feel my accountability partner staring in the back of my head. So get you somebody that's gonna keep you right. All right? Get somebody that ain't gonna just tell you good at what you do. You are good at what you do, but you ain't where you could be. And get somebody you want to be just like. Like I want to wear polo suits and coat hunts too when I go out. So get you a good person. Okay. we don't have Post-it notes, and that's our fault, totally. And so you have these great little blue notebooks they gave you in your packets and your bags. We really want you to take this time to just quickly jot down something that you can do Monday morning, right? We gave you some resources. We talked about some things. We gave you some good scenarios and examples. But we really want you to be able, because let me tell you how it works, right? When you go to a good conference and folks say, hey, how was the conference? Sometimes you're like, oh, I went to this so-and-so session, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And sometimes you're like, it was a conference. It was all right. It wasn't bad. So take something, whether it be from this session or not, it's okay. But take something from the conference that you know Monday morning you can't wait to get to the wherever y'all meet up at. Like at my school, it was the copy machine, right? Because you have to wait till somebody got through so you can make your copies. But write something down that you can't wait to do Monday morning, right? Whether it be to go in and say, I don't know why we don't have no affinity groups. Because guess what? If you organize them, they still got them, right? If you go to St. Louis Happy Hour, there's a whole bunch of affinity groups meeting with these teacher name tags on, right? If you go to Whole Shots on Tuesday at karaoke, there's a whole bunch of affinity groups meeting, whether you organize them or not, all right? So take like 30 seconds, 3 minutes. Take 30 seconds to just write an actionable item for yourself that you know when you come in that door Monday morning, it's on and popping, baby. You can't wait to get in the room and do this. Like for me, it's gonna be I'm gonna reach out to my mentors and just say thank you, right? I got some dope people in I'll tell a true story right quick. One of my mentors is the principal that expelled me in 7th grade. Yeah, I told you guys got a sense of humor. All right. This man expelled me in 7th grade, put me out the school district. I had to go to, y'all call it Vic. I had to go to a white school because I was black, and they just needed black kids at the time. And I just had my first black teacher. Crazy work, all right? But I'm going to just call him and thank him like, dude, like, you pretty dope, Dr. B. You know, you put me out of school in 7th grade. All right, so just write that down right quick. I see people have written it. Yeah. Move back a couple of slides. He said, move back a couple. That man, move back a couple slides. You got to get that man what he need. You going to. Yes, sir. You have a pressing, girl, come on, get your pressing question now. Excuse me.
I oversaw community engagement and recruitment, and it was a charter school on the south side of Chicago, Roseland. And I was disheartened by the fact that the teachers and the leadership specifically were getting paid big bucks, and I saw that they were complacent. They didn't care as much as the children. When I was willing to go above and beyond, which is why I quit ultimately, I was willing to make sure that these children's needs were met, you know, because you have to meet all needs, especially when it comes to our under-resourced black children. Like, you have to put solutions in place that also meet things that are critical, you know, whatever it is, mental health, and they didn't care. So my question to you is, have you guys seen that, like being educators, like how black educators actually contribute? They become a part of the systemic issue, is what I'm saying.
That's a PhD question. I'm going to pass the mic down.
I would say yes. I would say yes. Because of my diverse experiences, I've seen a lot within school districts. One being a rural, the Boo Hill, for example. Very devastating. I had an assumption, right? And that assumption was that there were no blacks that attended these schools, right? Real talk. And there were many of them. However, no black teachers, not one. So now in my mind it's racing, how do I begin to, 30 seconds, how do I begin to strategize to help our black students when they see nobody that looks like us, to really help them to be all in for these students, right? True story. The reason I got my master's, 10 seconds, I got you, is because I did teach at a school. And I felt like the students did not have good role models at these schools. The first thing they would say is, you're the only person that talks to us about education. Everybody that talks to us tells us we need to go to McDonald's, become a manager, Burger King, and that's it. So in my mind, I thought, I'm going to be a principal, and all the teachers in my school, we're going to change how people think, and they will be for the ones that care. So it's not just in Chicago, it's everywhere. It does exist. Yes.
And as we close, because I want to answer your question too, I will say that absolutely we see it, and I think that I can hear. So I rely on my mentors so much I can hear their voices in my head when I answer questions. All right, and so one mentor would say to me, and he would curse. I'm gonna flip what he would say. He would say, "Mitch, if you gotta tell folks you in charge, you're not running ish." All right. So for me, it's never been about being in charge. For me, is if I got a group of kids who ain't getting what they need, you can't give it to them. No, I got it. Don't worry about it. Like, I was the one who you would come out my room and there'd be 40 kids in the room and everybody doing their work and it's quiet. You'd be like, how do you have? Don't worry about it. So if you have that gift, because it's a gift, it's not something that you just can go to PDs and classes to get. Like, everybody can't just walk in a room with 50 kids that, need to be loved on and love them the right way. But when you have that gift, you need to use it, and then you need to get in groups with other people who have that same gift so that it can pollinate. And so the last thing we want to leave you with, because it's our time and we're over, is that, hey, you are enough. You the best you we got. All right? You the best you we got. So when you walk in that door Monday morning, swing on them. All right? Swing for the fence. You aim for the moon, you mess around, hit a star. Thank y'all so much for this engaging conversation. And that's it. Now, I know you had a question. So. Mm-hmm. And that's on here. Yep. Never mind. That's in the paper. That's it.